You know what, DGP Dwivedi, let me get the snowball rolling. When you look at this incident, it happened yesterday, a high-speed luxury car ramming into 6 people, alleged intoxication, grievously injuring 6 people. We're learning one motorcyclist was flung into the air about 10 feet high. And then you have an attempt to flee. What does this case tell you right at the first glance from your own expertise and viewpoint?
I mean, this incident is typical of what keeps happening in the country. It's a result of several factors. You know, we have a very weak legal structure, weak administration, weak enforcement, and weak penalties and prosecution, and which is why these kind of incidents happen. You know, if a vehicle is being driven recklessly and somebody's injured, why should this not be a case of what used to be earlier 307? Or or if somebody dies, at least it's 304. Now, it's registered under 304A. I know that if I drive this car at a mad rush, if I hit somebody, the person will die. So it's called gair iradatan hatya. इरादा ऐसा नहीं है, पर जब ऐसा काम कर रहे हैं जिससे कि हत्या हो जाएगी. So what and unfortunately, we policemen, we tend to take a view of minimizing all crime to keep the figures good. That's one. Secondly, you see, this was brought to light because this was a high-profile case. But let me tell you, in every case, this kind of a thing happens, that if there's an owner, the owner puts the onus on the driver goes and confesses there, and the penalties are so minimal. The penalty for rash and negligent driving, if you kill somebody, the penalty is just 2 years punishment, imprisonment. So the driver will go and confess there, probably, and there'll be some factors which will know the crime, and he'll be levied some penalty. The penalty will be paid, and this is the end of the story. This happens all the time. Not this. It came to light here. It's not a high-profile case, but it's a regular story all the time in the country.
But DGP Dwivedi, talk about the red flags in this particular case. The moment the private bouncers step in right after the crash, trying to escort the accused away, he locks himself inside the car. And now the lawyer saying that it was actually the family driver behind the car. And then the car is not even towed away. It's very carefully driven to the police station where it is kept in custody with these covers on it, like it's some prized exhibit at that police station. I mean, what sort of red flags are these when we're talking about police probe and investigations?
See, I'll just explain this. Now, I don't know who was the person who lodged the FIR. That has not come to light in the news till now. Now, if it was a private person, the owners of the person, and usually you see when you lodge the FIR, you do not know what the name of the person is. And therefore, it's normally written that the driver of the car, he did this accident. And once the name is known, then the investigation brings the person's name in the whole business. So that's one. Secondly, the car being driven there, it's a good thing. It's good the car was driven. Why? Because it shows that the car was in running condition. Otherwise, you could have claimed later there was a technical defect in the car because of which it happened.
That's a good point.
This actually goes against the accused, number one. And secondly, the police covering the car is also good, because otherwise, public outrage, if it damages the car, the benefit will go to the accused, that in technical inspection, he can get anything written over there. The brakes failed, brakes do not work, and so on. So it's a good thing. It was protected.
All right.
And I thought it relates to a crime, so it will be confiscated, and they'll have to go to the court to get it released. There's just one small point I want to make additionally over here. We are a software powerhouse, but unfortunately, our databases are not integrated. I mean, how can it happen that now this person who has driven this car caused an accident, tomorrow if he applies for a passport or wants to go abroad, if he already has a passport, he'll just go with it. If databases were integrated, then automatically there would be a red flag in immigration that, look, there's a case against you. Not pushing the court or not. So all that doesn't happen. So with impunity, the people who are rich, well off, they manage to get away. And the law looks really askance in such circumstances.
This is quote unquote rich justice, DGP Dwivedi.